Today I am making cookies. Why am I wasting your time showing you how to make cookies? Everybody knows how to make cookies. I just feel that these cookies are so delicious that they deserve a special recommendation. These are brown butter sourdough chocolate chip or chocolate chunk cookies. Call them however you want. I'm using bars to make them, chocolate bars, but if you use chocolate chips, that's fine as well. I find that they are so good. And what brings these cookies to the next level is the brown butter and the sourdough as well. But the brown butter, I don't know if you've ever used brown butter in making a recipe, but it's insane the difference that it makes in the taste. So let me show you how I make these cookies. So the first thing you need to get done is to brown your butter. How do you brown butter? There's lots of TikToks or videos on YouTube that show you how to do it. But in a nutshell, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your 1.5 cups of butter and then you're going to melt it. And once it's melted, and you leave that in your pot, and then you kind of bring it to a boil. And you got to be careful, you got to watch it, but just keep in mind that this process can take somewhere around 5 to 10 minutes. So once your butter is kind of bubbling around in your pot, keep an eye on it, stir it constantly. It's still going to have that scent of being butter. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're going to notice that the boiling, the bubbling kind of changes, the sound changes, and your butter is going to slowly turn brown. Now this is where it's important to watch it closely because you don't want it to burn. But when it starts to turn brown, you're going to see there's little brown bits inside of your butter, and it starts to take on a more caramelized scent to it. And that's what makes this so delicious inside of your recipe. So this brown butter was made yesterday. You don't want to put hot butter in your recipe, but because it's going to just make everything melt. So I did it yesterday. What I did is I put it in the fridge, and then I let it come back up to room temperature. And I even put it in the microwave a little bit just so it would get to kind of like a very soft butter consistency. But like I say, I've already done it liquid, but just cooled down. This is actually the first time that it's at this consistency. So it'll be interesting to see how it performs in my cookies in this consistency. So let's get started on making the cookies. You're going to see it's really simple. So we're going to start by mixing our dry ingredients. So to your bowl, you can either weigh it out or measure it out. It's up to you. You're going to add 480 grams of flour, which is 4 cups. You are going to be adding your baking soda, which is 2 teaspoons or 10 grams. You're going to add your cornstarch, which is 4 teaspoons or 12 grams. And you're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt or 12 grams of salt, and you're going to mix that together. So I'm going to measure out my discard. So this is my discard. Now, I've seen people make these cookies with fed starter. And I've tried that, not necessarily a fed starter, but a starter that was maybe too active, and it turned into little cakes. And I don't like a cakey cookie. I like a nice chewy cookie. And so I didn't care for it. So I make it with discard. Up to you if you want to try it with your active starter. So we're going to measure out either 1 cup of starter or 230 grams of starter, somewhere around 1 cup. As you can see, my discard has been in the fridge for a while. There's got like a little bit of hooch on top that it's called, a little bit of deposit. You can either pour that out or you can mix it in. If you mix it in, it kind of gives it more of that like sour taste to it. I'm going to mix it in, but up to you if you use it or discard it. Take my wooden spoon and I mix it in. As long as there's no mold in it, your discard is good. 230 grams. So now we're going to mix our wet ingredients. So to your mixer, you're going to add your 375 grams of browned butter or 1.5 cups. I don't know if you can see in there, there's some beautiful little brown bits. It's so lovely and it smells incredible. 375 grams of brown sugar or 2 cups. Combine that well. Next, you're going to add your discard. So 1 cup or 230 grams, somewhere in that range. And somewhere around 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is homemade vanilla that I make myself. If you wonder how I do it, I'll put a link for the video. And then you combine this until everything's mixed together. As usual, you're scraping down your bowl. Now you're going to mix your dry ingredients. So just do about half at a time. So put about half of your dry ingredients inside. And don't overmix. This is where it's important not to overmix your ingredients when making cookies. So let's just do half of the dry. Mix until incorporated. Now I'm adding the rest. And mix until just incorporated. Not too complicated yet, is it? Now the next thing that I haven't done yet is to prepare my chocolate. So I have 2 bars here. They're both 100 grams. One is a milk chocolate, one is a dark chocolate. I chopped these up in the size of pieces of chocolate that I want in my cookies, and I incorporate 200 grams of whatever kind of chocolate that you like to put into your dough. So I'm going to chop that up now. Now you want to incorporate the chocolate to your batter. And stir this until it's just combined. And the next step is going to be really important, so bear with me. The next thing you're going to do is take a large piece of parchment paper and you're going to put your dough on this parchment paper and form a log. Shape it into a log. Now the shaping into the log is fun. And when I'm saying a log, we want it like a really slim log. So I try to spread it out first a little bit. And then I shape into a log. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not perfect, but it's a log. And then you're going to wrap it up. And roll it up. This may be the part where you don't like me quite so much. You may choose to no longer be my friend. You may choose to unsubscribe if you're already subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? Consider. This needs to go into the fridge overnight. If you've ever done sourdough, the benefits of sourdough is to leave it to kind of ferment. Even if it's discard, you still want to leave it overnight so it'll ferment and have that benefit as well of being gut healthy. Now, do you have to? Absolutely not. Will they still be good? Absolutely. Are these going to taste sour if I leave them overnight in the fridge and they ferment? Is it going to have like a sour taste to it? Not at all. They're just going to be that much more delicious. So trust me when I say it's a good idea to do this, and do not leave them in your bowl. You may decide, I don't want to make a log, I don't want to go to all that trouble, I'm going to leave it in my bowl. Trust me, I did that once. When I tell you I had to almost use a chisel to get this out of my bowl the next morning and then try to make cookies out of this, turn these into balls, it was a nightmare. So since that very first time, I now make it into a log and put this in my fridge. Do I kind of once in a while have a look at it and open up a corner and sneak a piece of the dough because I love cookies and I love cookie dough? I do. Should I? Probably not, but it doesn't stop me anyway. So you're going to leave this in your fridge overnight, and we will pick this up tomorrow, which will probably only be in about 5 seconds, to show you how we proceed from here. No, I'm sorry, it's not the next day. See, I still have the same clothes on, but you're in luck, because I just happened to have some cookies left over, frozen. from the last time I made these. So this is actually what I do with them. So I form them all into dough or balls, and I freeze them uncooked. Could I cook the entire 30 cookies and eat them all in a fairly embarrassing short amount of time? Absolutely. So to avoid doing that, I freeze them. And so when I want to cook them, they're all ready to go. You don't have to thaw them. I cook them straight from frozen because I find it doesn't spread out as much. You know how I hate it when I make a cookie and it just spreads out into this flat, thin cookie. I place my frozen cookie on my parchment lined cookie sheet. Don't crowd them because they kind of still do spread out, and this is a very small cookie sheet, so maybe I've got too many, but anyway, I'll live life on the edge. And I'm going to bake these. I bake them at 375 for 10 to 11 minutes, depending on how big you make them. I make them around 60 grams. I measure each cookie with love for around 60 grams per cookie, so I like to have nice, even-sized cookies. So I'm going to bake these and show you how they look once they're done. Look at these beautiful cookies. Now I'm a little weird. I prefer my cookies when they're cold in the fridge, but that's okay. For you, I will taste one right away. And just to show you how they look inside, I'm going to break one open for you. Look at the inside of that cookie. That's just perfect. Nice, soft, gooey, a lot of chocolate. But I already know that they're going to be delicious. Perfect. So check back in a little bit and I'll show you how I'm going to finish off my cookies that are in the fridge while I finish eating this one. So I had some unexpected company and decided to do a voiceover for the ending of this video. I sneaked off in the kitchen and finished my cookies. After spending the night in the fridge, it was now time to make the cookies. So I portioned all of the dough at around 60 grams, but it's up to you. You can make the cookies the size you want. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. Just be sure to adjust the cooking time at the end. Once I had all my dough the size I liked, I wanted to show you the difference on how the frozen dough cooks compared to the refrigerated dough. Now keep in mind the frozen dough on the left was 57 grams per cookie, while the fresh dough on the right was 60 grams. Both cookies did really well and look pretty good. I do feel the frozen dough could have used a couple more minutes, but they were both delicious. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and that you enjoy my content. If you do, don't be shy. Like and subscribe and check back again soon to see what other content I'll have coming out.